welcome to another episode of Identity and Media. Today we'll be talking about gender performance and perception in the media. So in this segment of our podcast, we're going to analyze the relationship between identity and the media through gender. So gender is imposed at birth through sex assignment, and in our society, that assignment comes along with a lot of cultural assumptions. Basically, what that means is that we perform our gender, and I think what's happened is that the internet, and by extension social media, has become another arena of gender performance in our society. So basically, the media, especially online, produces new opportunities for people to perform their gender. So basically, the way social media works is based on a structural algorithm that tends to favor specific content that can be quite homogenous. And by that, I mean that only specific type of content becomes very popular. And, Instagram is a very visual app. I think that for women, that's kind of manifested in demands for very unrealistic beauty standards. So basically what this means is that social media is kind of functioning as another form of patriarchy that subjects women to very rigid standards of not only beauty but also behavior. And I think Instagram has two really big trends that I think epitomize the kind of behavior and visuals that women are demanded to kind of display, put on display on their own accounts. So I think the biggest one is body trends. So basically, changing body types are very trendy on the internet. Sometimes, for example, Kim Kardashian, I think, is a good example for both of the trends that I'm going to talk about today, because Kim Kardashian is the ideal, the epitome of this, because of body trends, using body trends to become popular, because she rose to fame due to her BBL. So basically, it's a Brazilian butt lift. And for a long time, people speculated about this procedure, and she didn't really confirm or deny. She kind of let the rumors live on their own. But she really did become very famous for her big butt and her Instagram face, which I'll talk about later. But basically, for the Met Gala in 2002, she lost a significant amount of weight. She lost 16 pounds to fit into a dress once worn by Marilyn Monroe. Now, this received a lot of criticism for many reasons, but a big part of it was how Kim talked about her weight loss, she kind of talked about it as an achievement, and many people considered her slimming down to the rise of a new body trend, back to size 0, basically, which was very big in the 2000s, to have no tummy, to have the thigh gap, which in the 2010s, the BBL was the defining body trend. The Instagram face, which is the other trend I'm going to talk about, is defined by ethnically ambiguous features such as overly tan skin, South Asian influence in the brows and eye shape, and African American influence in the lips, and a Caucasian coated nose, along with cheekbone structure that is predominantly Native American or Middle Eastern. But obviously this look is very unnatural, and women have to resort to apps like Facetune, or in extreme cases even plastic surgery, to look like this. And I think Kim Kardashian, again, does kind of lean into a lot of ethnic ambiguity, and she has been accused of appropriating Black culture when it comes not only to her body type, but the way she dresses, the way she does her hair, the way she the makeup, the way she kind of makes herself look. And the thing with Instagram face and body trends is, if you want to get a BBL or if you want to get surgery, obviously this costs a lot of money. And so basically it makes these beauty standards even less accessible, because, obviously not everybody can spend a lot of that kind of money, that amount of money, to get surgeries like this. And so, regular women, like I said, often use apps to edit their pictures and, look a certain way. And obviously, like, this is having a huge impact on young girls because social media apps like Instagram keep young girls engaged on the app by feeding them content like this, by feeding them content that, based on beauty aesthetics. And obviously in response, these girls are trying to look like their favorite influencers, like especially Kim Kardashian. Like, I think many people have looked up to her as like the standard of beauty. And in our visual culture, we are asking young girls, to look like anything but themselves. And obviously this is based on inventing insecurities that people can commercialize. Like, obviously, like, if somebody has insecurities and you're offering a product that can solve them, people are going to put down money for that. And I think this is an example of neoliberal feminism that focuses on aspirational women like Kim Kardashian. This sort of like lean in mentality pursues reproduction as part of middle class or so-called aspirational women's narrative trajectory, and positing balance as its normative frame and ultimate ideal. And like I said, this means like we are looking up to one woman as opposed to women in general. And this can be, again, very exclusive, very limiting. It kind of creates only one image of femininity, which is not true. And I think we buy into, like, we try to be this aspirational woman by consuming products that bring us closer to her image. And again, this is linked to the commercialization of feminism. And I think that this does intersect a lot with girl boss feminism, which rose in the 2000s. That kind of, it was like a very capitalist production of feminism, and with a big emphasis on the individual and the individual achievements of one woman. And I don't think that if we want feminism to survive, if we want it to evolve, that's not the way to practice the values of feminism. And I think the media does, I think the biggest impact the media has had on gender is the way that it's further linked it to capitalism. Like, it's further reduced it to commercial or profitable interests only. And, that does have consequences for, women, as I've mentioned. But yeah, this is obviously ongoing, and as, technology and the media evolves, so will its dynamics with gender. For now, that's all for this episode. Until next time, this has been Identity and Media.